Alright guys, welcome back to another stream. This one might look somewhat familiar to you guys. As, yeah, we've actually played this back in November. I didn't realize it's been that long. I meant to continue this playthrough much sooner, but I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And, it's been 6 months. Actually, a little bit longer than 6 months. I think it's been like 7 months now. So we're going to continue Gauntlet Legends on the Dreamcast. We got almost to the second boss. And, yeah, we almost got to the second boss. And, so we're gonna continue from there. As you can see, I'm actually on the first level right now. I just went ahead and played through the first level again, just to kind of get warmed up and to test the audio and whatnot. One of the nice things about, one of the nice things about, you know, the console versions of Gauntlet is that, or Gauntlet Legends and Dark Legacy, is you can play finished levels over again. Like, you can play previously completed levels a second time or third time or 20th time if you want, to grind out on experience points. The first level in particular is a good way to get a couple free potions, to max out your keys and things like that. And, so, yeah. Plus, this was also kind of good for me to get warmed up and just sit here and test the audio. So, I'm actually doing a couple things right now in OBS. My mind actually isn't quite with it right now, but let's see. And that is pretty much it. So, yeah, this should be fun. We'll spend a little bit of time with this, and you know, if you guys missed part 1 several months ago, I think I have it linked in the description box down below. So if you guys want to check that out later, actually, I will post a link to it right now. In case anyone wants to add it to their watch later list and check it out. It's not really that long of a stream. I think I only streamed for like 2.5 hours. You know, so we didn't put in like a ton of time in that playthrough, but it was a good short session. And sometimes those are the streams I need to do. You know, sometimes we just need to do short streams like that. Not every stream can be a 11-hour marathon. But, hey everyone in the chat, Kevin Twiner, Andy, No Reason, Matthew, Solid Nate, saw you streaming some Zelda 2, Nate. I'm actually working on that myself right now. You gotta stop copying my games, Nate. Actually, it probably looks like I'm copying your games. Dark Mew, welcome back as well. And Jonathan. So thanks guys for hanging out. And, actually, Zelda 2's been requested for quite a while. Man, I think James Campbell is, Jim's Retro Zone, as he goes by now. I think he's been requesting it for a long time. So, yeah, let's go ahead and exit here. And while it does its thing, let me go ahead and flash by the, current Patreon backers. So, thank you guys for your continued support. It's much appreciated. As usual, if anyone's interested in supporting my channel through Patreon, the links are in the description box as always. And likewise with the recent live stream super chatters from the last 30 days, thank you guys for your direct pledges on my streams. It's much appreciated as well. Also, here are some live stream super chat comments. Normally I read these off, but Kenny decided to rant against EA, and Kent looks like he was drunk talking Star Fox nonsense. So there you go. Thanks guys for your comments. And then we're going to flash by the recent live stream sponsors as well. Red Dwarf actually left us, but he will be back later. But I think when you do a sponsorship, I think it's good for a month, so I'm going to leave him on there till the month's over. So but all right guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Andy says he can't hear me. Yeah, that's, you know, my mic is working. I just went through all my scenes and the mic is still working, so... Sounds like a little hiccup on your end, Andy, so... Stop interrupting my stream, Andy! That's the problem with technical difficulties. People will be like, ah, you broke something! When in fact, it's not my end that broke, it's something else that broke. But I hope you got it fixed, Andy, whatever it was on your end. So, Carbone, thank you. And Kenny, welcome back. And Solid 8 says, great minds think alike. Oh, did you beat TMNT? Nate was working on TMNT for the NES, the first one. And that's something I want to go back and start practicing again sometime soon. I actually tried it a little bit last weekend on Twitch. And, so... Didn't make it very far, but, you know, we are going to put more time into it. What's good is that I'm pretty ahead of schedule right now as far as Let's Plays. I think I'm like a month ahead of schedule, so I've got basically have like a month to work on my next set of Let's Plays. Which is one reason you guys have been seeing me do like these how I make my videos. You know, I posted 2. The second one's up right now, but a third one's going to be posted on Tuesday for non-Patreon backers. And then a part 4 is probably going to be recorded sometime this weekend. Yeah, when I have extra free time like that, it gives me more time to practice for future Let's Plays, particularly games I have trouble with, like TMNT. So we'll see what happens there. I do plan on doing Zelda 2 for NES, by the way, sometime soon. I'm working on a playthrough on that on Twitch. I've just been doing a couple palaces at a time, and then I just use the save states on my flash card to just save my progress, and then, yeah. So yeah, this is basically your hub area in the game. For those of you guys that didn't watch the first, you know, attempted playthrough, you basically have this hub area. You have 4 realms you have to go through. Each realm has, you know, a certain amount of stages, and the last stage, the last ring here, is a boss fight for each one. And so we got close to the end of the second realm here. You start off in the red realm. There's an actual name for each realm. I forgot what they are. But after that, we're going to come over to this Egyptian-themed one, and then this forest-themed one. And assuming we have all the Rune Stones, we come to this area, which actually features another set of stages. I think it's 3 stages. It looks like 3. I'm looking through the portal. I think it's 3. And then after that, you'll go to the final level, which is a major pain. So, Jonathan asks, so does this one have the classic quote, "Your life force is running out"? Yes, it does. Yeah. It's actually got a lot of the quotes from the original Gauntlet arcade games from the early 80s. But yeah, for those of you guys that have never played it, you basically attack, and you can use the analog stick or the D-pad to move. I highly recommend the analog stick in this game, so you can get more fine-tuned aiming and whatnot. Also, you can press B to dash, and you have kind of like NBA Jam or, you know, Mortal Kombat 3 or something like that. You have a stamina meter, although in this it takes a while to charge up. And you've got a couple of special attacks as well. You got 3 stamina levels. You have your green level, your yellow level. So our green level just filled up right now. And if I press A and B together, I'll do the level 1 special attack. It's called the turbo attack. And then the yellow level is like this spread shot. And then the red level for the archer, which is who we're playing as, is a BFG, which just goes all the way across the screen, goes through walls, and just clears everything out. So managing your stamina meter is really handy. You can actually, if you dash into enemies like this, you can actually push through them. So that's a strategy to get through big groups of enemies as well. I usually like to save my stamina for, you know, for the BFG, because it just clears out so many enemies. You also have magic, so we just used up a potion. If you hold down... yeah, if you hold on to your attack, then use the potion, you'll actually throw it like that. So there's a couple of unique tricks like that. You can also block. So if you hold down the run button and move backwards, you'll sort of like block. It's kind of weird. That actually wasn't in the first arcade game of Gauntlet Legends. Man, that's pretty much it. And Timo says Zelda 2 is underrated. Yeah, I don't usually, like, I don't know if I would personally say it's underrated. What I will say is that I love the game. It's an awesome game. Zelda 2 is actually probably my favorite Zelda game, but I'm a little biased because I didn't get into many of the later Zelda games, and I played Zelda 2 a crap ton growing up, so it's just one of those games that's just kind of been ingrained into my mind. And it's the one I go back to the most when I stream. You know, I actually haven't beaten Link to the Past since the 90s. Yet Zelda 2, I've completed many times since then, including just a couple of years ago on Twitch. We ran through the whole game. Hey, Chris Hendricks, how's it going, man? Hey, Dave. Welcome back, man.
Use magic to kill enemies.
So you've got food pickups, you've got, you know, hit points. Basically, there's a health meter in the bottom. It's a numerical item. So we've got 2,281 hit points. We're going to use the BFG. Send that sucker all the way across the screen. You've got various traps, like these guys, the tentacles that come out. You don't want to touch them because they'll hurt you. You'll have spikes that raise up out of the ground. You've got these little razor blades or saw blades in the floor, so you don't want to touch them when they're up. And you've got lots of spawners around, just like the original Gauntlet arcade games. And they'll constantly make enemies appear. Now, you do get experience points in this game, which is interesting. So every enemy you kill is an experience point. You actually get more experience points if you melee attack your enemy. So if you get up close and you just start punching them, you actually get more experience for that than you do by using your long-range attacks. There's another BFG. Now, what's great about the BFG is that, and projectiles in general, is even though you can't really see off the edges of the screen, the game field is still active off the edges of the screen. So I always try to aim the BFG in the direction where I think enemies are, because even though I can't see them, I'll still hit them. Wayne needs food badly. Yeah, I needed food badly too. I ended up going out and getting a bunch of chicken nuggets. Okay, so this is Death. If you touch him, he'll actually kind of suck away health, and he can actually take away experience points as well. So you can use a potion to get rid of him. But there's also a trick where you can just shoot him. You can get him like stuck on a corner and then just shoot him over and over. It takes a lot of shots, but it's one way to kill him without having to waste a potion. Oh, nice, Chris. Well, thanks for checking that out. Which one was it? Was it just the one just me playing, or was it the one where it was my brother and I? Yeah, so my brother actually ended up joining me for second Donkey Kong Country Let's Play, and he played through most of it, and it was a 101% run. So basically, he got all the secrets and whatnot. That was fun. I'd like to do more videos like that with my brother, but he's just so busy with his own stuff. Hey Carlos, welcome back. Yeah, Wayne, I haven't played the 2014 Gauntlet. I kind of, like, I remember when it came out, and then I just kind of forgot about it, and I never bothered to check it out. Hey, Kent, what's going on, man? The Dark Souls remaster. Is it out yet? I thought it was coming out tomorrow, or did it come out today? I mean, if it came out today, I'm going to Walmart after this stream and buying it. And then I'll probably proceed to stream it for the rest of the night on Twitch. Dark Mew says it is out. But you are on the other side of the world, Dark Mew, so you're technically, what, a day ahead of me right now? Actually, I don't think Dark Mew's a day ahead of me. I think he's more like 5 or 6 hours ahead of me. So it looks like we actually got all 3 Rune Stones for this this area as well, which is nice. You need all 12 Rune Stones in order to unlock basically the final area. Yeah, I saw Digital Foundry's video where they basically got a hold of the remaster and they showed off Blytown with no frame rate drops, and I was like, yes! You know, I enjoyed Dark Souls, but the frame rate problems were definitely, they definitely left a little bit to be desired, specifically when I was playing on 360. And I thought that, you know, if the frame rates were like buttery smooth, 60 FPS, and the graphics looked a little bit sharper, I would probably have enjoyed the whole experience a little bit more. Alright, see you, Jonathan. Take care, man. Thanks for stopping in for a few minutes. Yeah, Curse of the Moon is out. I'm not going to be getting that right away because I backed the Kickstarter, so I'm going to get a free copy of that. But the console keys for Kickstarter backers aren't coming until later, unfortunately, so I'm just going to wait it out. I'm not really in a rush to play that. Because Dark Souls Remastered just came out, so I'm like, I can't play both, you know. Did I seriously just run around in circles? But yeah, I think my focus is going to be on the Dark Souls Remastered, and you guys can probably expect a Dark Souls Remastered stream. And we'll see if I end up raging like I did the first time around. I did not know reason because I already have it. Is it still available, or was it only available for that one day? That's a game I need to run through on stream. Okay, so I need to hit a switch apparently to lower this. So this game doesn't have camera controls. So if you ever are sitting there and you're like, man, I need to look around and whatnot, you can't. It basically has a fixed camera that just kind of moves around on its own, depending on where you are in the screen. It's back to its original price now. Okay. I mean, the original price wasn't much. It was like 10 bucks or something like that. Man, we're totally just running around in circles now. So I'm basically looking for a switch. Jumping is for chumps, Kit. Oh yeah, no, totally no reason. Yeah, I mean, I was definitely suggesting to everyone that they should get it if they don't have it. But I already had it, so. Actually, let's go back up real quick. Cat, why you no speak no English? Let's see, who am I missing? I'm not missing anyone. You're freaking me out, Cat. You're freaking me out. This is gonna be one of those streams, I can tell already. Well, hey, got a key. I'll take it. Keys cost money. If you can't find them, they cost money. Oh yeah, Unreal goes on sale all the time, Wayne. It's, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I picked it up on a sale too. It was probably like $5. And when you buy Unreal Gold, you also get the expansion pack with it. It's got a pretty large single-player campaign too. This might be one of those ones where I had to find, you know, like a hidden wall or something. Or destructible wall. Yep. I'm an idiot, man. Oh, I'm so out of it when it comes to Gauntlet. I should have known that. Yeah, so Gauntlet has a lot of destructible walls, and you need to shoot a lot of the walls in the game to find hidden switches and whatnot. You have Quake 4, but haven't finished it. Quake 4 is a pretty easy completion. Probably not my favorite single-player playthrough, but I did enjoy it. Especially when I played on PC with keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I remember you mentioning Ground Zero, Wayne. Didn't you say, like, it was kind of lackluster? Alright, so we're gonna go to the boss fight now. I believe this is the Chimera.
You are now entering the Chimera's Keep.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to Walmart after this is over to see if they have Dark Souls Remastered. So this is a three-headed boss. What I like to do is try to take out one head at a time. Let's go ahead and use the BFG on him. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. So the boss is typically, you want to just attack like once or twice, then dodge. So attack, dodge, attack, dodge, attack, dodge. If you want to avoid their projectiles anyway. You notice that each head has its own health bar up top. Now this game does have a form of auto-aim. But if you want to kind of try to override the auto-aim, you want to hold in the direction of the enemy. The BFG is really risky because I can still take damage while I do it. So on this boss, it's actually probably not good to use the BFG. I remember now, one strategy I would do in the arcade version is to just use my turbo attack. So basically the level 1 special. It's basically just a quick projectile. It does a little more damage than just a normal projectile. I should have mentioned, before we got into this, I am pretty rusty at this. I have not practiced this. So this is going to be kind of like, you know, a casual playthrough. But the strategies will come back to me as we continue to play it. So Gauntlet Legends, I played a lot of the arcade version back in the day. Like, it's one of my most played arcade games, pretty much ever, actually. I got obsessed with our local machine and wanted to get my name at the top of every character board. At least the 4 main characters. You know, your wizard, your warrior, your cleric, and your archer. And it was a long grind in the arcade. The arcade machines would save the stats for each character, and it would save it to your initials. So, I ended up doing that, and that's where I spent the bulk of my time with Gauntlet back in the day. Gauntlet Legends, specifically. But I did experiment with all the home console versions because I was a big fan of, you know, that arcade game. Alright, so now that we've got the middle head out of the way, we're gonna just kind of come over here and try to take out this head, I guess. I don't know, I feel like this operates a little bit differently than the arcade one. I thought you could, like, split the head down the middle and then just take out the other heads individually. It doesn't seem like it's working like that. The Dreamcast version of Gauntlet Legends is actually a little more faithful to the arcade game than some of the later conversions were. Be it, not really later conversions, but other conversions, like the PlayStation version and the Nintendo 64 version. The N64 version of Gauntlet Legends had a couple hubs from Dark Legacy. Dark Legacy was the expansion, basically, for Gauntlet Legends. And it was basically built as its own new game. Western arcade companies, and the Japanese companies do this too. You know, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is a good example of an expansion of an existing game. A lot of Western arcade developers in particular would release expansions in the arcade, and then they would end up getting released as their own thing on home console. So like NBA Jam versus NBA Jam Tournament Edition, MK3 versus Ultimate MK3, stuff like that, you know. So Gauntlet Dark Legacy was basically like the NBA Jam Tournament Edition for Gauntlet. It added a whole slew of new worlds, new character classes, and things like that. New bosses, new gameplay gimmicks. Alright, so I basically want to pick these up because these are money. Not a great boss fight, but I don't know, I didn't die, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Is the Chimera the only one with 3 bars of health? I believe so. I'm pretty sure the Chimera is the only one with 3 bars of health. Because the other bosses, they don't have multiple, like, body parts that you destroy. So what's nice about having cash in this game is you can basically, you know, you can use, you can spend your money on, like, one-time use power-ups like Rapid Fire here and the Phoenix. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. Sometimes you might want to buy some potions, because potions can get you out of serious trouble. But I prefer to just use my money on actual stats. So, you know, every stat boost is 800 gold. So for the archer, I don't know, let's go with armor. Let's go ahead and grab a potion anyway. Hey, Mike J. Very cool. They had a Tandy computer back in the late 80s. Nice. Hey, Boss and Burf. How you doing, man? Okay, so we've got 6 Rune Stones. There's basically 3 Rune Stones for each area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually play the first level again, just to continue getting warmed up, but also to get my health back up a little bit, because I don't want to die. Now, in the arcade version, if you died, you can just pump more money in and continue where you left off. So the fun of the arcade version, for me, was trying to get as far as I could without continuing. And I got so good at the arcade version, I was able to get through most of the base campaign on just, you know, 1 credit. Fortunately, the version of Gauntlet Legends I had access to, your health did not tick down, so there was an operator setting in the arcade version where, you know, in order to kick players off the machine faster, your health would constantly tick down. Fortunately, the version I had access to had that disabled, so I got to play it kind of like it was a console game, and I got to progressively get better and better and better at it the more I went through it, and there was a point where I was able to basically get through all the main 4 areas without continuing. The enemies in Gauntlet Legends always appear at the same spot at the same time, and will be very, very predictable on repeat playthroughs. And so when you know what's coming up, you know, you can line up a BFG to kill enemies off the screen that a new player wouldn't know would be there, things like that. Now, Scorn's final lair is insanely difficult, even in the arcade version with maxed out characters. So I would usually have to continue many times at Scorn's, you know, final level. But even though you could just keep pumping in more money in the arcade version, it was still fun getting good at the game and trying to see how far you could get without continuing. But in the console version, you don't have that luxury. If you die in a level, you pretty much go back to the hub area. So you have to finish the levels in one swoop. Oops, I thought I had the BFG ready. Apparently not. So one thing to make that easier on yourself is just come back to this first level, grab the health. You know, I just got 100 or 150 health for that. I just got another 100 health for that pineapple. And you'll get some experience points as well. You'll get a little bit of cash, and when you come out of this level, you can always upgrade a stat. There's more health right there. So we've already got 400 more health than we had coming out of that boss fight. So, and what's great about this first stage is that it's, you know, let's go ahead and use the BFG. No, it still wasn't charged up all the way. Oh, jeez. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But we're still at 400 more health than we had at the end of that previous level. And if I really wanted to, I could go through this level again, but I'm not going to bore you like that, so. Walmart has 40-ounce bottles of Steel Reserve. Really? I wonder how much those are. I don't think I'd want to get a 40-ounce bottle. Hey, Larsop, how's it going? Is the Dreamcast version better than the PS1 and N64 version? I would say so, yeah. Absolutely. So the Dreamcast version actually looks like the arcade game. It actually sounds like the arcade game. The N64 and PS1 versions were both heavily trimmed back. The N64 one is still a ton of fun, though. I do still recommend playing that if you've got an N64. I do want to get the PS1 version again. That would be like a fun, goofy stream, because it is... Gauntlet Legends is a game that should never have come out on PS1. Like, the PS1 is just archaic hardware compared to what the arcade Gauntlet Legends ran on. I mean, you're talking a game that used, like, 3DFX, you know, 3D acceleration, and you're trying to put that on a system like the PS1. It's just, yeah, it just doesn't work. Alright, we might have to talk to this guy, actually, to open up that third realm. Let's come over here. There we go. I'm a little confused. I think you might need the obelisks, actually. Did we miss an obelisk? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's the problem with continuing a playthrough that's 6 months old. Uh-oh. Alright, we might have to look at game facts to see where the obelisks are, if it even shows them. Alright, let me see. I don't want to play through all those levels again. Yeah, the Dreamcast version's great. And what I really like about the Dreamcast version, as someone that played a lot of the arcade Gauntlet Legends, so Dark, let me go back a step. Dark Legacy is really cool, but it adds a whole lot of, like, a whole lot of padding. And, you know, you're picking up all these, like, little gems and crystals and things like that, and it kind of takes the whole fetch quest thing a little too far. The Dreamcast version still has more of the fetch quest stuff than the arcade version does. So the arcade version doesn't have the obelisks. You only have the Rune Stones, that's it. But the Dreamcast version adds the obelisks on top of the Rune Stones. The Rune Stones are in very similar locations as the arcade game, so... You know, aside from the obelisks, the Dreamcast one is still fairly close to the arcade game. Some of the maps have been, you know, rearranged or trimmed down just a little bit. But what I really like about the Dreamcast version is I get that kind of arcade Gauntlet Legends vibe, which I don't get that with the other ports. And also Dark Legacy, because it's got so much more content, it's almost like a different beast altogether. Dark Souls Remastered? Yeah, I'll be getting it on the Xbox One. Man, I hope there's a video on YouTube telling where all the obelisk locations are. Oh, Algo asks, is this an RPG? It's an arcade action game with RPG elements. But I wouldn't call it an RPG outright, no. Alright, so I found a walkthrough online, trying to see if they talk about where the obelisks are. Oh my god. Oh, jeez, man. We're gonna have to go through all these levels again. I hate doing repeat content like this. Because I have no idea where the obelisks are, and I don't know which one I missed. The thing is, like, this first level in particular, is really long. Dark Mew. I wish, man. But I mean, if I'm gonna stream, I'd rather stream something unique and not, you know, stream the exact same thing again. At least not so soon. I wonder if there's like a cheat code. Man. No, I don't see any cheat codes. God, man. Hey, Victor. Yeah, see, I didn't realize that I missed an obelisk. Like, when we got finished with the last session 6 months ago, I didn't think it would have been a problem to just stop it and then come back, because I thought I got everything I needed to. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, so apparently...
You are now entering the castle treasury.
So there shouldn't be an obelisk on the level we played previously, but there should be one on this one. I don't know if we got the one on this one.
Reflective shot.
Man, this sucks. This sucks pretty badly.
Make some objects move.
Yeah, and the thing about this is that, like, I don't even know if I got the obelisk here. You know, it's one of those things where we might go through the whole level again and realize, oh, we already got it. Oh, so some of these levels are a little annoying because, you know, they got a lot of switch puzzles. You're just constantly running back and forth, flipping switches. So, you know, playing through them once is fine, but having to play through them a second time because you messed up is, you know, doubly irritating. But, you know, it's my fault. Can't blame the game for it. But it's also an example of why I would still prefer the arcade version, because you don't have to find obelisks to open up the next area. In the arcade version, you don't actually have a central hub. You basically go through the whole game from start to finish. So you always start out in the, you know, the fire realm or whatever. You fight that boss, then you go to the castle realm, blah blah blah. You basically go through the whole game from beginning to end. You know, if you're playing on the actual arcade machine, you could join in during someone else's game. So as long as someone else was, you know, partway through the game, it's not like you had to start from the beginning. But I would always prefer to start from the beginning myself. So I would go through the whole game, start to finish. Hey, Alvin? You know, I should just really not worry about these enemies if I can avoid it. Hey, Andrew, what's going on, man? Long time no see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so for anyone tuning in just now, I basically started my game up again. We were partway through the game. And I beat the boss of this realm, and then found out that I missed some items in my previous playthrough, which unlocked the next realm. That previous playthrough was 6 months ago, so I have no idea what I missed, or where I missed it. So we're basically going to end up having to go through all these levels again. Yeah, man, it has been a while. I hope you're doing well.
Firewall shield.
Yeah, Gauntlet Legends, Stealthborn can take you, I don't know, probably 6 to 8 hours to get through. And that's like if you kind of know where to go and you're not tanking and dying left and right. Yeah, because it took us about 2.5 hours to get to this point in the game on the previous stream. And I don't think I died on the previous stream either. The thing is, if this was the arcade version, it would actually be a little bit shorter than this one, but they added a few levels from Dark Legacy into this version. So the base level set has been extended for one. So yeah, 6 to 8 hours probably sounds about right. Maybe actually, I don't know, man. It could even be a little bit longer. Because some of the later stages can really drag on in this game.
Has gained a level.
So, you know, at certain levels, you will get familiars following you and shooting extra projectiles for you, which is nice. So I don't remember if it's... At first I thought it was level 25 where you get your first familiar. It might be level 30. But we're actually getting really close to level 30. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refer to this walkthrough that's in front of me too. Once we get closer to the end. So that's invincibility. I don't really need it. Okay, so now we can go back up. One thing about the arcade version is they usually give you invincibility when you could really use it. Also, if you already have a Rune Stone, and this is one of the perks to playing through levels you've already been in, if you already have a Rune Stone and you get it again, you get 500 gold. So that's a good chunk of money in this game. Alright, let's see. At the end of the stage, you will discover the 6th runestone. South of the exit is the obelisk, and left of the obelisk is the entrance to the mausoleum.
Limited invulnerability.
I feel like this walkthrough isn't lining up with what I'm seeing. Okay, no, that's right. That's the secret exit. This is left of the obelisk. I wonder if the obelisk is up top here. I don't even remember if we... Oh, did we miss that? Yeah, because the exit should be up here. Yeah. That might have been the obelisk we missed. God, I hope it is. You know, just to kind of get our mind off things, we'll go ahead and play the mausoleum as well. Why the archer? Because I wanted the speed. The archer is my favorite from, like, a projectile standpoint. And... you know, all the characters are fine in this game. You know, I don't really think there's one character that's, like, insanely better than the other. Yeah, I really like the archer's speed. And her projectiles, you know, are still pretty powerful as well. And her BFG is really good.
You are now entering...
Hey, see ya, Dav. Dave. Dav? I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't remember how to pronounce it. Yeah, so this is one of those levels that is from Dark Legacy. There are just a few handful of levels that are from Dark Legacy. Now the N64 version has like 2 full realms, I think, straight from Dark Legacy. But, I mean, as you can see, the archer shoots really quickly. And then she also runs at a faster speed, so that makes dodging at boss fights a lot easier. And the BFG is awesome. Yeah, if I recall correctly, this is a pretty long stage too, but... I do like the music in the background, though. It's pretty epic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refer to my previous stream. I don't even remember if we played through this. I feel like we might have. I don't remember it though, personally. So there's actually nothing mandatory in this level. This is just a bonus stage. But hopefully when we come out of this, we'll have unlocked the next area. Hey, Christopher. Man, what's what's my favorite Sega console? I don't think I can pick one, man. I mean, what would be an easier answer is what is not my favorite, and that would be the Master System. But as far as the other three main consoles by them, they all offer such a different experience. I can't have one without the other, you know. Doom guy needs food badly. I mean, like, the nostalgia in me wants to say the Dreamcast because, you know, I experienced it from launch up until its, you know, until well after its demise. So it obviously means a lot to me. But they just all have so many good games. And they all specialize in different types of games as well. So Genesis, obviously, it's a lot of classic, you know, 16-bit style 2D games. Saturn, amazing arcade ports for the time, but also, you know, it features a lot of 2D games as well, but like that, features that more advanced level of 2D, which is my personal favorite era of 2D. But then the Dreamcast starts to go more, obviously, you know, modern polygonal. But it's got tons of great arcade ports and just an all-around fantastic library. I don't know, man. It's really tough, man. I mean, Dreamcast, freaking Crazy Taxi. Oh, I love that game. You're thinking Sega CD, Kent. But yes, Lords of Thunder, absolutely. I actually burned that a CD of Lords of Thunder for Kent just to listen to back in the day. And he still remembers it. Yeah, kind of sorry for these half answers, but I mean, like, you know, I've talked about it in previous videos, but it's hard for me to pick like one single favorite. You know, I've played so many games on all these consoles that it really just comes down to like mood. Like, there was like that hypothetical scenario where it's like, oh, what would you, if you had to only pick one game console, if you were deserted on a desert island, what would it be? I'd be like, well, screw that, give me 3 consoles. Why settle with just one? Hey Timothy, how are you doing? But I'm also of the mindset, like, if you play a certain amount of games, like, everything's gonna get boring eventually, and you're gonna want to switch things up. And so I like switching things up as well. I don't think I could just live with the Genesis, or I don't think I could just live with the Dreamcast. Like, I would need to play my Saturn, you know, every now and then. I would need to play the Sega CD every now and then. You know, that might change, like, if I get older and, you know, maybe I start having a family or something, or I have more obligations, I don't have as much time to play video games, so maybe there will be a time, you know, as I get older where I will start to pick favorites, but right now I'm not at a point where that's how I see things. Hey, Ariella, how you doing? And, yeah, regarding the Master System, I don't want to sound like I don't like it, but I do really enjoy it. But, I don't enjoy it to the same level that I enjoy the Genesis, Saturn, and Dreamcast. Oh, that makes sense, Victor. I mean, if you love 2D fighters, then yeah, the Saturn's one of the best for that. That was an awesome era of 2D fighting as well. I mean, that was probably the best era for fighting, actually. It's when there were a lot of creative fighting games, but you also had a lot of, like, the top-tier fighting games as well. You know, Super Turbo and the Alpha series and whatnot. You know, the early era of Samurai Shodown and King of Fighters, yada yada yada. X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Street Fighter. Double shots fired. Oop, don't want to pick that up. That'll actually take away health. And Stealthborn says SNES for the deserted island scenario. That's funny, man. There we go. Masters of the Taraz Kase. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I don't think anybody knows how to pronounce it. Yep, there we go. We just got our familiar. So I think we're at level 30 now. So now we got a little familiar. Oh wait, have we had this for a while? And I just didn't realize. Yeah, actually, never mind. I think we actually got it on the previous level, and I just haven't been paying attention to it. My mind is thinking about Sega consoles instead of, like, the game I'm actually playing. Still have an Ouya? I do not. No, I sold that, God, I want to say I sold my Ouya probably a couple months after I bought it. I was not very happy with it. Yeah, I wasn't very happy with it. And I can't imagine there's much of a point to using an Ouya these days either, because, like, the hardware is, you know, so outdone now on other platforms. I mean, that old, yeah, the Ouya hardware is pretty out of date now. There were a couple of games I'm glad I was able to play on it, though, like Don't Look Back and Maldita Castilla. That's what introduced me to Maldita Castilla. And had I not been introduced to that, I probably wouldn't have bought the EX version on the Xbox One later on, so... Yeah, there was definitely good things that came from the Ouya for me, but for the most part, I was... Yeah. Wasn't too sad to get rid of it. I think I actually ended up getting, like, all my money back for it, too, because, you know, when they were discontinued, like, the prices actually stayed up on it. It was really weird. So... yeah, I think I ended up just making all my money back on it. So it was fine in that regard. You know, I was expecting the prices on that thing to just, like, tank after it got discontinued, but... collectors be damned, I guess. Giving it one of its weaker Final Fantasy games. Yeah, and if I remember correctly, Boston Burp, that Final Fantasy wasn't cheap either. Like, I think they were charging like $15 for it. And I was like, eh. Eh. Yeah, we're actually, we're going the wrong way. This is the beginning. Oh, nice, Brian. So you've been around for a while, man. That was back in 2014-ish. Yeah, I did a few Let's Plays of some Ouya games. And really, those games, those are like the only games I played on the thing. I tried playing a bunch of other games, like the free-to-download ones. And, oh great, we're stuck. Oh, there we go. And I wasn't really impressed with a lot of those. But then, a lot of, like, the pay-for games, you could get them on, you could get some of them on other systems. Like, I remember, God, what was it called? Towerfall, I believe. You could get on PS4. And the prices on the paid stuff also wasn't really up my alley either. Everyone wanted like 10 or 15 bucks for every game. And I was like, I don't know, like, the viability of this platform. I don't want to be shelling out money for something that's going to be, you know, discontinued eventually. Like, soon, most likely. You know, I have more faith putting money into, like, you know, Microsoft's ecosystem or Sony's ecosystem. But the Ouya was just like a big unknown, and for the prices, it just... I didn't really want to bother with anything on it, which kind of sucked. And, I don't... I don't mean to be so negative. I know people out there probably really like the Ouya, but I'm just kind of sharing my own personal experience with it. Some of the other things you could do with it, like emulation, just there wasn't much of a point for me to do that either. Because I already had laptops that were way more powerful. I just would emulate on those if I really wanted to. I mean, hell, my original modded Xbox, I think, was still a stronger emulation machine than the Ouya. Yeah, so I couldn't really, I couldn't really justify holding on to it, other than just, like, having it for collector's purposes. Duck game. Yeah, I haven't heard of Amazing Frog. I'll have to look into that. But I've heard Duck Game is pretty good. Hey, Encrypted Printer. Larsop? No, Maldita Castilla was first on PC. It was always a free download on PC. But it was ported to the Ouya, along with a couple of his other games. A couple of Loco Molito's other games. But that's where I first experienced Maldita Castilla. You know, I was looking for free games, and, free and cheap games. Ironically, like, the best games I played were the free ones. You know, again, Maldita Castilla. OES does better emulation than the classic mini consoles. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, the Super Nintendo Classic Mini, the emulation on that thing's great. Yeah, Towerfall, I really enjoyed Towerfall. A friend of mine picked it up, and we ended up doing 4-player games on it, and that was a ton of fun. What is my... Oh, God. Oh, geez, Stealth Form. We're gonna go there, huh? I don't know, man. Not really interested in it, personally. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of gimmicky, to be honest with you. Yeah, and a lot of the games on it, I mean, I've already got elsewhere. You know, it's a lot of the typical SNK re-releases that you've seen over the last, you know, 10 to 15 years. I don't know, it's neat. I'll be interested to see what the price is. Hey, see ya, Boss and Burf. Thanks for stopping in, dude. Yeah, I personally think, as far as like playing it on the little arcade itself, the little, you know, mini arcade, I think it's going to be pretty difficult based on the joystick and control scheme I've seen, which makes it kind of pointless. And two, hooking it up to a TV, I guess is nice, but I don't know. I'd rather just buy the Arcade Archives versions, where they have a lot of options. And I can use my own joystick, and I don't know. I built up a pretty large Arcade Archive Neo Geo collection on Xbox One. Yeah, so I'm not really seeing like the purpose of the device, you know? And personally, I would probably prefer something more in line with like the Neo Geo X, but it not sucking. You know, like the Neo Geo X had some major issues with you know, its emulation and whatnot. Lots of screen tearing and stuff like that. Kind of subpar joysticks. Like the joysticks look the part. They look just like, you know, original AES joysticks, but they don't feel like them. They're using totally different parts. I felt like the Neo Geo X could have been great, but just the way it was, you know, executed, just it was not right. So I personally would have preferred another stab at that concept. Maybe just give us an AES-looking mini console with quality joysticks. I don't know. Yeah, that too. Too many King of Fighters games. I mean, I don't play Neo Geo Fighters really at all. Never have. Or the ones I have, I just played them on other systems. Like I played the Dreamcast King of Fighters. I played Samurai Shodown on other consoles. But, so, you know, I'm definitely not the target market for those King of Fighters games on the Mini. I'm trying to find the switch I need in order to lower that exit. But another thing for me is that I have a Neo Geo CD. So, you know, when I want to get my Neo Geo fix, I just play that. I love my Neo Geo CD. And, you know, since I'm not really hugely into the fighting games on Neo Geo, you know, the Neo Geo CD is great for me because it's, you know, most of the regular action and arcade games are fantastic on it. You know, you get past that initial load screen, which basically loads in, you know, a lot of the data, and it's smooth sailing after that. It's great. And I still have the choice of using the original joysticks, or the Model 2 joysticks, or the Neo Geo CD controller, which is nice. And this mini console, like for someone like me who's already got a Neo Geo CD, and who can also play Neo Geo games on his arcade cabinet, granted it's via emulation on a Pandora's box, but still, they handle great on that thing. The mini console is just kind of, for me, kind of pointless. I'll be interested to see what other people think of it. Where's the switch I need? Yeah, pretty much, Larsop. Most of the Neo Geo games, I should say a good portion of the Neo Geo games that I'd like to play are on the Neo Geo CD. I mean, there's quite a few that aren't. You know, Metal Slug 3. Oh, there we go. Metal Slug 3, 4, and 5, you know, they're not on the Neo Geo CD. Metal Slug X isn't on the Neo Geo CD. Blazing Star, you know, a few of those later shmups, they're not on the Neo Geo CD. Bust a Move 2 is not on Neo Geo CD. You know, you definitely, if you want to get all the non-fighting games and have access to them, you definitely want to have a different Neo Geo setup than just the CD. But the CD is great for what it is. Hey, Arioka. Yeah, I had thought about a CDZ as well, but I don't think I can really justify it. You know, they've always been expensive. Yeah, Ironclad, yep. Well, Ironclad is on Neo Geo CD, which is nice. I actually really like Ironclad. I never gave it much credit back in the day, but I played it last year on my Neo Geo CD stream. I ended up really enjoying it. Okay, so I think I had to find the obelisk in the poison fields. That's basically what that message said, and that's the first level.
You are now entering the poison fields.
Oh, nice, Larsop. Yeah, I have a Pandora's Box 3, and it's basically the same thing. The game library might be a tiny bit different for the Neo Geo stuff, but I'm sure it's got most of the same Neo Geo games on it. And I think they pretty much both use the exact same emulator, so yeah, we pretty much get to experience the same thing. Let's see. Think anyone will buy that Atari VCS? Oh, geez, it goes on pre-order next week. Oh, man, Andrew, I don't know, dude. I have been avoiding conversation on that console. I mean, occasionally a thread pops up on Atari Age. I read a couple posts and I just kind of roll my eyes and I just tune out. I don't even know why they're bothering with that thing, man. What are your thoughts on it, guys? The Atari VCS. Not the classic VCS. Which anyone that was, you know, around back in the day to play it will probably say it's amazing. But the new VCS that the quote-unquote Atari is coming out with, what are your thoughts on that? Yeah, Larsop, the Pandora's Box 4S, I think has a much larger overall library. Like, my Pandora's Box 3 has like 500 games. I want to say the 4S has something like 600 or 700. But I think most of the Neo Geo games are, you know, pretty much the same. You get a lot of other different types of arcade games on it. It's gonna be a beautiful piece of plastic. Well, you can put the console term in quotations, encrypted printer. From what is it still gonna be like a set-top box? You know, just like basically an Android device kind of system. It's gonna be digital downloads all the way. I think it's just completely pointless. I mean, I'm willing to hold my breath. You know, for all we know, it'll be a smash hit. I mean, even if it wasn't vaporware, I don't really see the point of the device. I mean, there's already available like set-top boxes that will probably do what the Atari box does, but better. I mean, just look at like the Nvidia Shield or something like that. It does. I don't really see the purpose of it, you know. In the future, everyone will own an Atari VCS. Yeah, right, Ariala? Like, what niche is it trying to fill? I don't... Is it trying to fill a retro gaming niche? I mean... The Restaurant 77, is that the one that does 2600 games? I'll be interested to see how that one works out. Yeah, those Pandora's boxes, they have a lot of really obscure games on them, which is cool. I love just firing it up and just, like, experimenting with, you know, random arcade games I haven't played before. Yeah, and, well, the thing about the Ouya is that, it was like a new and fresh idea at the time. It's not something that had really been done to that level before. So it had that going for it, but that's, you know, that was what? When was the Kickstarter for the Ouya? 2009, 2010? Maybe 2011? Or was it like 2012? I don't know. You also had big name developers, like big name industry names, you know, endorsing it. You know, Brian Fargo from Interplay. You know, I always kind of like respect his word because he's an industry veteran. But Plus, there was also, like, among retro gamers at the time, like myself included, like, there was, like, sort of like a disdain for modern gaming at the time. There were some really nasty practices going on, you know, like, on-disc DLC and stuff like that, and forced internet connection requirements. It felt like the industry was kind of, like, moving backwards, in a way. It was kind of a depressing time to be a modern gamer. And so when the Ouya was announced, it was like, oh, that's really fresh. That's interesting. And of course, as we all know, it didn't exactly work out that way, you know. Ouya kind of had a poor software library overall. The controller was garbage. And it just had poor support in general. So, too little too late, basically. I don't know. But it was exciting still when it was first announced. But now we've had a gazillion different little devices that kind of do a very similar thing as the Ouya. Alright, let's see. I need to make sure I don't miss the obelisk. Okay, I think the obelisk is like right at the end of this map. Yeah, that game is awesome, Arioka. I'm glad you eventually checked it out, and that you enjoy it. I need to go back and do another run of that game sometime soon. And the EX version is basically the definitive way to play it. I mean, you have more levels and bosses and stuff like that. And some of the item placements have been rearranged. Alright, so we're actually getting close to the end of this level, so I'm pretty sure the obelisk is going to be at the end of it. I don't know how I missed it the first time, though. Maybe I just couldn't figure out how to get it, and I was just like, screw it, doesn't really matter. Completely forgetting that they're required to open up the gates to the next realm. I guess one of the good things to this, though, is my health is increasing. Like, we're almost at 2,000 hit points. Which means that, you know, on later levels, when we really need that health, you know, we will have it. Yeah. Yeah, the walkthrough says you hit a switch to lower a bridge. That's probably what it was talking about. You hit that. Okay. Oh my god, yeah, I remember, I'm pretty sure I remember not coming up here. Wow, how did I miss that? Yeah, I definitely should have listened to the game's hint system. I honestly thought the wizard was just kind of BSing me. He was like, find the obelisk in the poison fields. I was like, nah, we got it there. We don't need to go back and play that level again. But nope. Hey Mark, how you doing, dude? Forest Labyrinth level. Are there a lot of levels after that? There are a couple, yeah. You know, I should probably save my progress. You can go to character management, save. Because we actually made a lot of progress in terms of levels. I mean, we've leveled up at least 6 or 7 times. I'm okay, Mark. A little miffed because I had to basically backtrack because... Yep, there we go. Because my dumbass from 6 months ago didn't find all the items needed in order to progress. So 6 months ago, dumbass me didn't find all the obelisks on that previous area. And then, you know, 6 months later, that really bit me in the rear. So we basically ended up having to spend like an hour and a half retreading our ground. Ugh. My favorite of all the Gauntlet Legends games would be the arcade version. But this would be my second favorite. Ooh, don't want to touch him. Oh, now we have projectile, guys. Those guys can be really dangerous. Alright, got ourselves another potion. Wow, that was a weird camera snap. Yeah, one of the downsides to this, though, is that the frame rate does drop. One of the great things about, say, like, Dark Legacy on PS2, I don't think the frame rate, like, ever drops in that game. Specifically the PS2 version. I remember the Xbox version of Dark Legacy slowing down quite a bit. Oops. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Was that like this? I'll have to check that out. That'd be fun to play if it's like Gauntlet. I'll do it whenever I feel like it, Andy. I don't know when. I actually haven't been playing that many shmups the last couple of months. I don't plan on playing Radiant Silvergun in a stream. That's gonna be something that I'd prefer to do like a dedicated Let's Play on if I can. But Ikaruga, yeah. I mean, I've said this multiple times, and you know, just keep this in mind next time you ask this. Is I'm gonna give you the same answer, and that's Ikaruga takes a crap ton of practice, and yeah, you're gonna eventually see me stream it, but it's not gonna be great, you know, because I'm not gonna be that good at it, and it'll happen sometime. I don't know when, but it'll probably happen during an Xbox One like shmup variety stream, which I've thought about doing, but I just don't know when. You know, I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm a little rusty at the shmups right now.
Magic is full.
But yeah, until you actually see me do it, that's gonna be my answer for you. Yeah, the answer is basically I don't know. And I probably won't do that stream until I'm comfortable with most of the games, most of the shmups I have on the Xbox. Especially Ikaruga, that's gonna take a lot of practice to even be remotely entertaining to watch. Get the gold edition for $360, okay. That's probably a relatively cheap game. I'll have to definitely pick it up. Yeah, Ikaruga is one of those games that is... I mean, it's actually not that hard when you know what to do, but learning it and actually knowing what to do is the hard part. And I just don't really have the dedication to get to that point again anytime soon. You know, we used to be able to one credit clear that game with no problem, but we put a ton of time into it when it was brand new. And that was 16 years ago, because I originally played it on Dreamcast. And that was before I made videos and blah blah blah, you know. Hell, that was before I even had a full-time job. Man, those were the days. Gold Edition is the only way to get all the characters. Okay. Yeah, we will stream Ikaruga eventually. It'll probably be a part of a variety stream. But Radiant Silvergun itself, I'd like to just do a dedicated Let's Play. You know, the thing about Radiant Silvergun is, like, I've wanted to do a certain kind of video about it, and I've been putting off a Let's Play for that video, but who knows when that video is going to actually happen, if ever, anytime soon. Kind of like Scorcher. I kept putting off Scorcher Let's Play for Sega Saturn because I wanted to do, like a scripted video about the game. But one day I was doing a Saturn stream and I just ran through the game a bunch of times and I was like, screw it, I guess we're just gonna do a Let's Play right now. Radiant Silvergun might end up turning out to be the same. I haven't really put much time into Sinomora, but I do have Raiden 5 and R-Type Dimensions, yeah. Have I played the newest Gauntlet on modern console? I have not. Wayne was talking about that a little while ago. He said it was pretty cool. Was it even available on console? Or was it Steam only? Just got hit by a kamikaze. Okay, there we go, nice. We got a Rune Stone. Remember, the Rune Stones are required. Sultan Sanctuary and Hollow Knight. Yeah, I've heard both of those are pretty good. Yeah, I don't really like Raiden 5 that much, Larsop. Every time I try to play it, I get really bored really quickly. There's a lot of, like, design issues with it that just bug me. I'm a little biased because I really love, like, the original Raiden and Raiden 2. And then Raiden 4, to me, was really solid as well. And Raiden 5 just seems like a step back in pretty much every way, to me, personally speaking. It feels like it completely lacks the soul of the older Raiden games, if that makes any sense. Some people really enjoy it, but I have seen that the people that really like it are kind of in the minority based on a lot of the reviews I've read and whatnot. I still recommend giving it a try, but yeah. I want to go back. I just want to make sure I got the obelisk. I don't remember. I was looking at the walkthrough, and it says that it should be on this map. But yeah, I have Raiden 5 on Steam. I have it on Xbox One. I also bought the PS4 version. You know, so I went ahead and picked up a bunch of copies of it just to support the genre, but I'm really not a big fan of it. Hey, see you, Kent. Take care, dude. Good to see you, man, as always. Yeah, I also picked up the PS4 version because I was like, you know, this will probably eventually be like somewhat uncommon, and the price will go up on it. And I don't want to be in that situation where like I'd really want it on PS4, but can't get it because the prices, you know, become too expensive. It was like I think $25 like a used copy. They're normally like, which I think it was less than that. I think it was like 22. Yeah, I don't think I can get back either. That was actually a few weeks ago when I picked that up. Yeah, I don't think I can get back. Oh well. I really hope I got the obelisk. Does anyone remember if I got the obelisk? Because I don't. I sure as hell don't. I gotta do a better job of avoiding these traps, too. Chris, yeah, it actually came out on, PS4 and Xbox One. I actually bought it on Xbox One. Another one that came out was, Danganronpa, and that came out a couple months ago for PS4 and Xbox One. I picked that up as well. So, whenever we do, like a variety shmup stream for Xbox One, we'll definitely play a couple of those, like Battle Gorega.
You are now entering the Temple of the Magi.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, Larsop. I mean, obscure genres like shmups in particular, unless they sold in really high numbers and they're still relatively recent, like, say, R-Type Final, you know, you can still get R-Type Final on PS2 pretty cheap. I think it's probably like $15 for a used copy. But a lot of other ones go up in price as the years go on. R-Type Final will probably eventually go up in price once the PS2 collecting craze kicks in. I'm sure it will eventually. I think a lot of people are ignoring collecting PS2 stuff. Same with original Xbox. Okay, I was gonna say, where's the music? It is there, it's just very faint. Yeah, some of like the music leveling is kind of off in this game. Some tracks are really loud, others are really quiet. Yeah, one of the things about Raiden 5, Larsop, is that the levels are kind of long, they're kind of tedious. There are a lot of really fast flying sections, which always kind of annoyed the hell out of me in Raiden 3. It's very difficult to, like, really focus on everything that's happening when the screen's flying by at, you know, 1,000 miles an hour. There are a lot of bloom effects, which makes it difficult to see bullets and things like that. It's just a lot of things that are just really unnecessary. Again, some people really like it. I don't, so... Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting a Switch again, Arioka, for a lot of those, you know, obscure shmups releases. You know, I don't want to say there's like a shmups renaissance right now, because I don't think a lot of these games are really hitting in the mainstream, but for people that are into more of these obscure shooters, I think it's a great thing, you know. I definitely plan on buying all of them eventually. Hey man, Twinkle Star Sprites is awesome. That's a really fun game. You gotta play it with someone else, but when you do that, it's a ton of fun. Okay, so it's pointing me over here, yet there's nothing over here for me to get. I'm a little confused. Why are you confusing me, Gauntlet? Unless it wants me to come towards the middle. No. I mean, I'm guessing it wants me to come up here, but there was nothing here. So, I mean, I know I probably need to come across this, but it's not letting me. Oh, geez, no reason. Alien Vendetta. Man, don't even get me started on that. I actually really enjoyed, like, the first 2/3 of it. Minus map 20. That map was really terrible. The later maps really were irritating me, though. They were just, they weren't that much fun to play. Hey, see ya, Ariella. Take care. Oh yeah, Darius Burst is great. I highly recommend Darius Burst. You know, even at the full price. It's, that's an awesome, awesome game. Man, just talking about it makes you want to play it. Oh, I see. How did I miss that the whole time? Seriously. Like, how did I miss that? That's huge. I blame the camera. Like, the camera showed everything but the switch I needed to hit. He's just LOL map 20. Yeah, that was... Yeah. Yeah, I felt towards the end of the WOD, the maps, they didn't really flow that well. And, you know, a lot of the later maps were basically slaughter maps, but the slaughter action was, like, spaced out. And so you'd have a map with like 800 to 1500 enemies, and it would just take forever to go through. Yeah, I definitely was not feeling it in the last quarter at least. I think map 25 took me like 2 hours to get through. Part of, I think, the reason it took me a while to get through is I just wasn't feeling it. And so I wasn't really caring. And so I wasn't really playing well. Oh, I already know Sunless is it's gonna treat me pretty badly. See, Alien Vendetta, I wasn't expecting it to treat me badly. because it's viewed very highly in the Doom community. In the first, 19 maps or so, I was like, oh, I see why this is so well regarded, but... And then those last 10 maps... maybe not 10, but the last 5 maps in particular were just super irritating. But yeah, with Sunlast, I already know it's going to be troublesome. It's kind of like when I went into Sunder for the first time. Like, I was expecting to get tore apart by the game. But Alien Vendetta, I wasn't expecting that. Not at all. So... huge difficulty spike in the last, quarter of the game in particular. And then maps like map 20 just do not help its case either. That map was just such a slog. Yeah, I have Crimson Clover, Andy. I actually haven't really put much time into it. It doesn't seem to capture well in OBS, I think, which is why I haven't really played it much. But I've heard good things about it. Right, so I have to figure out how to get up there. Yeah, no, exactly. 200 plus times. And then get lost, Yeah, I'm usually mainly a fan of, like, consistency. And I felt like the consistency of that WAD was kind of all over the place after a certain point. But again, like, the first several maps were actually really solid. For being how old the WAD was, I was pretty impressed by some of the map design. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, very nice, very nice. Hey, see ya, Carlos. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, these Egyptian stages are a little less straightforward than the other ones. Also, I don't recall any of this happening in the arcade version. I want to say this is something that was added into the Dreamcast one. Yeah, that's actually a perfect explanation of it, no reason. Totally. And I'd imagine when that WAD came out, the slaughter aspect was pretty impressive. I mean, I was even thinking to myself, like, man, I'd like to try this on... Because apparently it's not a limit removing WAD. So, I could try it out with, classic PC Doom 2. And see how some of those, like, 1,500 enemy levels... like runs on my Pentium 166 machine.
Archer has gained a weapon.
Yeah, and the thing about like some of the slaughter maps on that too is that I don't know, just like the slaughter maps. I like slaughter maps a lot. Like, they might even be like my preferred gameplay method. You know, thanks to stuff like Sunder and whatnot. But the slaughter gameplay in Alien Vendetta, like, you'll have like arch vials just like placed in like the most annoying, like, out of sight locations. And so it makes the slaughter gameplay irritating because you can't focus on the action right in front of you because you're getting sniped by vials from, you know, in the distance. You know, map 25 is a great example of that. So it's just like a slog to get through. So it is vanilla. Okay, that's great. I really want to get some vanilla WADs like that and try them on my old PC. So I have a Pentium, an old Pentium machine with Windows 95 on it. I want to try some of these WADs on it just to kind of see how they perform. Plus, it would be fun to play them on, you know, with Vanilla Doom as opposed to a source port. Saturn Doom with the 3DO soundtrack. Oh, jeez. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's pretty cool, though, Arioka. I should do a live stream of that. I don't really, well, I would need to figure out a way to burn it. Burning Saturn games kind of eludes me. Because it's not like Sega CD where it's all just Q and bin file combinations. It's, you know, you have some other formats that I haven't figured out how to burn. Ooh, don't want to touch him.
Use key to open treasure chests.
Thanks for reminding me. You've been playing for 2 hours. I'm gonna remind you what keys do. It's like, thank you. Thank you, kind announcer. Yeah, that's the exit. Yeah, Stardate is another one I need to play. I have it on my computer, but I haven't fired it up yet. You know, now that we finished Alien Vendetta, I'll try to focus on a different WAD. Yeah, so at least we got the Rune Stone on this map. Now I gotta figure out if there's an obelisk I missed. Oh yeah, Arioka, no doubt. Yeah, it's really easy to find that stuff. It's just, again, for me, it's a matter of figuring out how to actually burn it properly. I'm so lazy when it comes to burning games these days. I should just, like, commission people to do it for me. Like, can you, send me a CDR of this? And, I just don't feel like doing it myself. So there's a switch up there. Let's see. Okay, there's actually no obelisk here, so we're gonna go ahead and exit. I've got this walkthrough up because I don't want to miss these things again, because I know we're not going to get anywhere close to finishing this tonight, so I want to make sure I've got everything I need. So when we continue this playthrough later on, we will not have to worry about missing obelisks. Hey, see ya, Andy. The text-to-talk WAD? No, I haven't seen that. That's funny. Hey, see ya, Larsop. Alright.
You are now entering the Mystic Pyramid.
Okay, so there is an obelisk here. Yeah, the obelisk mechanic's not really a bad mechanic per se, it's just not a good mechanic when you don't plan on playing the game back to back. Like, in a rapid manner. So, if you're gonna take 6-month breaks, the obelisk mechanic is a bad mechanic. If you're gonna play the game straight through, it's a good mechanic. Yeah, so what I think we'll try to do is we'll try to get through the Egyptian place, we'll fight the genie, and we'll probably stop the stream there. And then I'll try to do a third part where we do the fourth realm, which is the forest. And assuming we've gotten all the obelisks up to that point, we should be able to just go straight through the forest and then try to tackle the final areas in the game. Yeah, we would totally be at the forest area right now if I didn't have to do all that backtracking, so I'm actually kind of disappointed about that, but, you know, whatever. As long as you guys had fun. Yeah, I've seen it. Man, those color enhancement hacks are neat, but, yeah, I don't really bother with the color enhancement hacks. Usually what ends up happening on those is, like, they make some colors look better, but other colors end up looking worse. So it's kind of like enhancement in quotes. Some people are gonna think they look better, some people won't. But yeah, it's cool. One of my friends is definitely a big fan of those. He likes to grab all the enhancement hacks that there are. Victor is definitely having fun. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's an issue with those systems that have just like really limited color palettes, though. Is like even when you adjust the colors, like it's still not going to be perfect, and there's still going to be room to complain, unfortunately. So, a lot of times I just like to play the original games as is, and you know, with the case of Final Fight, if I want great colors, I just play the arcade versions. I just play the arcade version. Oh, that's right, I have to come up here. A little confusing. Hey, and there's an obelisk. Alright. I feel like we're actually making progress now. That was weird. Still took a hit. Yeah, I definitely have to use my dash function more often. But I like saving up my stamina meter for the BFG. Yeah, I'm sure they do, Arioka. I'm sure they do. All right. Still haven't gotten the obelisk.
Light amulet.
Oops, that was poison. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is one of those things where, like, you gotta have a second player. That's okay. Yeah, I did see it. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting a copy eventually. Looks pretty solid. Yeah, a friend of mine did a long play of it already, so I got to check out a good portion of the gameplay on his channel. And, yeah, definitely looking forward to playing it. I'm getting a copy of it from backing the Kickstarter campaign. But the Kickstarter codes aren't going to go out for a while for console. So I'm just going to wait. Wait until that, that comes. It's okay, because Dark Souls Remastered came out today, apparently, and I'm gonna go try to grab a copy of that afterwards. After we're done with this stream. God, I hope my Walmart has it. I'm gonna be kind of pissed if I go driving around and they don't have it. Not much a Castlevania fan. What? Man. I'm sad now. You have made me sad, Isaiah. I like that the draw distance is pretty large in this game. Pretty long. This game always had a nice sense of scale because of that. You see everything in the distance as you get higher into the air. Alright, here's a small bonus, little bonus stage. This is where you can try to get some money.
Grab gold before time runs out.
Dave, don't hide. Come, Dave, don't hide. Hey, bug off, kid. Each other. Out of my office now! Get out of my office now!
Just get out of my office now.
Please don't fight. Let's everyone.
Oh, we're not gonna get it. Oh, we might actually.
Yeah, bisa na kailangan. Next up.
Time is running out.
Okay, we got it.
You are now entering the Mystic Pyramid.
Do I have to go back? Because I saw the exit. It was up on top of the pyramid. Oh. Well, that answers that. I think this might be our last regular stage for this one, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and manage our character again. Let's save it. I did get the obelisk, yeah.
You are now entering the tombs of the undead.
Yeah, so the last obelisk and the last Rune Stone is in this map. Oops. No, that was poison, apparently. Something else I failed to mention earlier is that when you melee enemies, you build your stamina faster. So if you want to try to get your BFG quicker, then it's good to try to melee enemies. There we go. Awesome. All right, so we got all the obelisks for this this area. Now we just need to get the Rune Stone. Oop, don't want to pick that up. That was a little overkill. Oh, I still picked up the poison. Oops.
Archer gained a
Level 40. So you can't... Okay, that's odd. It's been a while since I've been here. I don't know how far we are into this level. I don't know if we're close to the end or not. only have 2 keys left. Oops. All right. So it looks like there's going to be a false wall, which gives us our last Rune Stone for this area. Oh, there's the Rune Stone. Okay, cool. The sound the archer makes when she picks up certain types of food is funny. Nice. So we actually just got a special item. There are like 4 special items or weapons that you can get in the game. And they basically will damage your bosses significantly when you start the boss fight. I forgot what the toxic bellows is good for. It might be good for the spider, actually. There's a scimitar you can get, I think. I thought that was good for the Chimera. I think it just chops one of its heads off. Something like that. Kent, do you ever speak, like, English? Like, seriously, dude.
Rune stones have been found.
Alright, that's all the Rune Stones for this realm. How about this, Ken? Do you ever hold normal conversations with people? Serious question. Would you be interested in holding a normal, serious conversation? In my chat, perhaps. Okay, definitely can't walk across there. Alright, here's a golem.
I have not seen such bravery.
Or you could just wait for me to respond, Kent, like everybody else does. Like, I typed this sentence like a minute ago. Okay? Sounds like Shao Kahn. I'm actually kind of curious who did the voice acting in this game. I don't think it was Steve Ritchie. He's the fellow who did Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn. That's right, we probably have to go back up. Or not, never mind. I'm so lost. This is probably another one of those situations where the camera is like dodging something that is important. And John, health doesn't always tick down in the arcade version either. It all depends on operator settings. Some cabs will have it tick down, others won't. I don't think you can enable the tick down option in this one either. I think it's permanently off. I'll have to check the options after I'm done here. I'd be interested to see if that's something you can enable. I highly doubt it. Man, I really don't feel like figuring this out right now. Yeah, it was for quarter munching. So we need to get back up there, I think. Man, what a drag of a last level. For this realm, anyway. I really just don't like stage designs like this, where you just wander around in circles for ages. That's why you guys see me play a lot of, like, linear games. So I can not necessarily turn my brain off, but I can turn my brain off in... for things like this. When I play, like, a Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania, I don't have to worry about getting lost. It's one of the things that's kind of annoying about these home versions of Gauntlet, is that the levels are a lot more convoluted, and so they're a lot less fun to play. I mean, there's still puzzle elements in the arcade version, but they extended the puzzle elements in the console releases. Yeah, Dark Legacy doesn't do it any better. As far as, like, the exploration's concerned. In a way, it's even worse. Everything's so large in that game. We'll probably do some Dark Legacy streams sometime. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while. But that game is, man, that's a time commitment. There's so much crap in that game. Speedrunning? Anything is good for speedrunning, John. Speedrunners will speedrun anything. There we go. Yeah, it's like that wasn't even that hard. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out. I think my mind is just elsewhere by this point. The reboot will eat your time immensely. Are you talking the Gauntlet reboot, Charles? I still haven't played that. Ow, why did I do that? Yeah, so it's really just all about exiting now. Finding the exit. Because we got the Rune Stone, we got the obelisk. Alright, not really sure what the point of that was. I'm guessing we're gonna lower that barrier. I can't see where I'm going. Hey, see you, Victor. Take care. Very mechanical because every character is so different. That's cool that they tried to differentiate the characters. That sounds cool to me. Oh, there we go. Oh, jeez. Wow. God, man, that level. I was not feeling that. Not feeling it at all. Alright, so we're going to be at the boss fight. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. I'm trying to remember the pattern. I remember he throws a lot of projectiles at you, but then he also uses his sword. Hey, see ya no reason. Yeah, I'll probably be on Twitch later. I'm going to go to Walmart after this is over and try to see if they have Dark Souls. Man, I hope they have it. Because I hate going to Walmart, like, on launch days, and they not have what I'm looking for. It's just, like, a big waste of time. Yeah, but we'll see. But yeah, take care, no reason. We'll play some more Doom WOD sometime soon.
The Genie's Sanctum.
Yeah, I'll have to look out for that new Gauntlet game. I know it's a few years old now, but I'll have to look out for it on, like, a sale or something. Alright, so this guy is basically just... Yeah, when he does that laser, you have to run down. But you don't want to stay down, because then you'll get hit by his sword. So the bosses are very patternistic. They don't do the same patterns in a back-to-back, though. Oop, I got stuck on something. What the hell did I get stuck on? Nice. Hey Joshua, how are you doing? Oops. Yeah, with the Archer, you can dodge things a lot easier on these boss fights. One reason I like to play is the Archer. Like with other characters, I'd have to use my stamina to dash out of the way. But with the Archer, I don't have to. I can just run normally. It's funny, he can still target you even though he's not looking at you. There we go. You played this on the N64. Nice. That's a really fun version of the game. I really like that a lot. That'd be a fun one to go through on stream as well. Try to do the N64 version. The gameplay is just really... it feels like really fast-paced in that one, in a way. You can just really cut through enemies in it. Whew. Alright, well, that's pretty much going to do it, guys. I think this is a good stopping point. Now that I know I've gotten all the obelisks and rune stones, we can basically come back to this, do the 4th realm, and not feel like we've missed anything. So let's go ahead and save our character. Alright. So, that should have unlocked the 4th realm. Yep, there it is. Oh, jeez, man. That is... so annoying that I didn't get all the obelisks in the 2nd realm. Man, that really just set our progress back big time. Ugh. Alright, well that's pretty much going to do it, guys. Let me go to... Let me see if there's like a main options menu. I'm just kind of curious. Game over.
Midway game.
Man, I miss Midway games. It's a shame, like, the arcade division got shut down, and then they got sold to Warner. And then Warner was just like, eh, we don't want them anymore. They're dumb. So adjust difficulty. So I wonder if like if you select very hard, if like your life ticks down or something. I'm kind of curious. Let's see what the walkthrough says. Let's see. Oh, cool. And the toxic bellows we got as well will be used on the Arachna Queen boss, which is the boss of the 4th realm. Yeah, and use the scimitar on the Chimera, but we didn't get the scimitar. Okay, cool. Hey, see ya, Mark. Take care, dude. And Kent, thanks for the super chat, man. Okay, this walkthrough says absolutely nothing about the difficulty, so... I'm gonna try something real quick. Let's see. Adjust difficulty, very hard. Let's go back. Overscan, super overscan, max overscan. Ooh, that's right, I should have... Oh, okay. I didn't realize there were overscan settings like that. I should have looked into that first. Alright, let's just try something real quick.
Enter initials to build a character. Select a character.
Thanks, Kent. You're too generous, man.
Welcome, Red Warrior.
I like how it overlays your initials when you start, just so you know, like, who's who, in case everyone chooses a warrior. Alright, so I put it on very hard. I'm just kind of curious to see what the difficulty's like.
The Valley of Fire. Destroy generators to stop enemies. Save keys to open doors and chests. Collect gold to buy power-ups. Fire amulet.
Yeah, the projectile is so much slower for the warrior, but his melee attacks are a lot more powerful. It's like with the archer, it would probably take like 2 hits to kill a lot of these guys.
Use magic to kill enemies.
But it definitely looks like I'm taking more damage. Yeah, I figured I would take more damage, but I was also curious if like your health would start ticking down on the hardest difficulty. That would actually be cool if they still allowed you to implement that. Like basically have like an ultra hard difficulty mode where your life still ticks down. Kind of a missed opportunity, actually. That would definitely make things interesting. You know, not as like a normal gameplay mode, but just as like a super uber hard mode.
Warrior has gained a level.
Kent, whatever you're drinking or smoking, I want some of it. You should also come deliver some of it to me.
Some barrels contain items.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Warrior Super is that it also just comes out instantly. There's like no wind up. With the Archer, there's a lot of wind up. And she can get damaged while it's winding up.
Rapid fire.
But one of the nice things about the Archer's BFG is that it also spreads out before it fires out, so you can actually kill enemies like to the sides of you at the same time. Which is definitely useful. Nostalgia, huh? Doesn't seem very tasty, Kent. Might want to add a little bit of flavoring to it.
Red Warrior has gained a level.
Yeah, I don't know. It honestly doesn't really seem that much more difficult. But then again, I am used to the arcade game where it probably has maxed out difficulty settings. You stopped playing video games after 2007 to 2008. Ugh. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting the difficulty curve to be a lot higher. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so it looks like you can only configure the difficulty from the from the main options screen.
Midway game. Gauntlet Legends.
Oh, geez, Walmart, come on.
In an ancient time, a greedy young mage, using the power of the Rune Stones, released a great evil upon the world. This demon, Scorn, fearing the power of the Rune Stones, cast them to the far reaches of the four mystical realms in hope that they will never again be assembled and used against him. No one has dared try. Until now.
I don't think Walmart's gonna have Dark Souls, because it says it's supposed to come out, Wait, what? What the hell?
Midway game.
Yeah, they say it's supposed to come out today, not... I feel like it's a waste of time for me to try to go and find it. I've tried to do this before just after midnight, and nothing has been there.
Young mage, using the power of the Rune Stones, released a great evil upon the world. This demon, Scorn, fearing the power of the Rune Stones, cast them to the far reaches of the four mystical realms in hope that they will never again be assembled and used against him. No one has dared try. Until now.
Yeah, Harold. Yeah, we're wrapping up right now. Yeah, wrapping up right now, unfortunately. I mean, I could keep going, but I'm not really feeling it right now. So people got me hyped up about Dark Souls Remastered. I'm like, I want to go and find the game now, but I feel like it's just going to be a fruitless search. Hey, Jose.
Gauntlet Legends.
You know, I think I'm going to go out anyway, because
In an ancient time, a greedy young mage.
even if they don't have it, I'll just grab some food on the way out, and then when I come back, I'll play some games on Twitch.
This demon, Scorn,
Hey, right on, Harold. Well, thanks for stopping in anyway, man.
Rune Stones, cast them to the far reaches of the four mystical
But yeah, for those of you guys that,
again be assembled and used against him.
for those of you guys just stopping in, we basically lost a lot of progress because the last game I played on this was about 6 months ago, and apparently I didn't pick up some required items to open up the next realm. So we ended up having to play through multiple stages that I had already played through in the last stream, which really set us back quite a bit. And so yeah, this stream probably wasn't all that entertaining from that angle. So we did talk about a lot of stuff, though. You know, a lot of negative opinions, actually. Come to think of it, people were asking me about a lot of things I'm not too enthusiastic about. So that was kind of interesting. It'll be interesting to hear what people say, you know, when they watch the archive of this. But yeah, I guess that's what's fun about these live streams. Sometimes they're really positive, sometimes they're not. You know, they're just real. So, Arioka, I have not played the other Dark Souls. I've been putting them off, to be honest with you. I meant to go back and play Demon Souls first, after doing the first Dark Souls, and I never did that, so... But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, if you guys have any last minute questions or comments or anything like that, I can hang out for a couple more minutes. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap things up here. So we're gonna go ahead and flash by the usual Patreon backers. So thank you guys as always for your support. And thanks, Kent, for your super chats tonight. By the way, man, I think you might have been the only super chatter tonight. But yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. You know, stuff like this kind of keeps me going here. You know, if I was doing this with just my spare time and not getting any kind of kickback from it, then you guys would probably not see me being here doing this on a weekly basis. So, yeah, all your patronage kind of keeps me going here. Keeps the juices flowing. What is my favorite color? I don't have a favorite color. Yeah, sorry, Jules. Yeah, I definitely will stream Dark Souls Remastered here on YouTube, Arioka. I'll definitely stream it on Twitch, but I will just, yeah, I'll stream it here on YouTube as well, but only after I've kind of practiced it again. Yeah, I got your question, Jose. I'm saving that for the, well, I mean, if you want an answer now, the answer is no. Unless it's kind of old school in nature, like Dark Souls, the answer is no. But I'm going to answer it again during the question and answer session, so you'll get a more detailed response. I'm totally going to time your ass out, Kent. That would be really mean, because he super chatted, and then I just time him out. Put user in timeout. Can I, oh. Sorry, Kent, it doesn't look like I can untime you out. Sorry, man. I totally forgot that on YouTube. You can't untime out people. I remember, I think I timed out Andy like sometime last year, and I didn't know it was going to do it for 300 seconds. Yeah, well, the thing is, Jose, like, this is mainly a retro gaming channel, dude, and I don't play that many modern games. All my time is spent, like, covering retro stuff for this channel, basically. Like, this is all my time. And I've seen people play the Yakuza games. They look cool, but I just don't have the time for it, you know? And if I do get the time, like, I usually would rather play something else. Like, I'd like to go through all the Dark Souls games. Those are very heavy time commitments, and I've only done one so far. I still have 3 other games in the series to do. 4, actually, when you count Bloodborne. You know, like a Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne. Well, hell, 5, because Dark Souls 2, Scholars of the First Sin, or whatever. So, I mean, there's so many games I'd like to play. I just don't have the time. And my priority is retro games, first and foremost. So, I try to tell people on Twitch that I do, like, 90% retro games, 10% modern. And that's probably not even true. I probably do more like 97% retro games, 3% modern, if you know what I mean. I think Kent is probably messaging me. Let's see. Oh, man. But yeah. That's why you guys don't see me streaming modern games. Plus, you know, I don't think it's really great having a channel that does a lot of both modern and retro, because then I end up getting crowds that are only a fan of like one or the other. I don't find there's a ton of overlap. Some of you guys will watch some of the modern stuff, but a lot of you guys won't, and you won't care, and you'll tune out, or you'll unsubscribe, or, yeah, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, sorry, Jose. But, Yeah, and some of the modern games I have covered on my channel, they're retro games at heart. I mean, Doom 2016, for instance, it's an old school FPS basically with a new school coat of paint. So, you know, there will always be exceptions like that. And there are modern-ish games I do still plan on covering. Like, I've already done Splatterhouse 2010. That's a modern game. You know, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, I plan on doing that sometime, probably later this year. But big stuff, especially, like Yakuza, like, that'll probably never happen on my channel, man. I mean, it's hard enough doing stuff like Gauntlet Legends here that, you know, these are 6 to 8 hour playthroughs. I usually like covering stuff that I could do in one sitting. You'll notice I don't do a lot of stuff where I split up the playthroughs. So, actually, Gauntlet's a great example here. Is one reason I don't do multi-part playthroughs of bigger games is because a lot of times I'll start them and I'll never finish them. Like, I started this Gauntlet Legends playthrough 6 months ago. It took me 6 months to come back to it for you guys. So, it's, yeah. There are a whole lot of reasons you guys don't see me covering certain things here, including modern games. Lords of the Fallen and The Surge. I haven't heard of those, but yeah, I've heard of Neo. Yeah, I probably won't play those, Arioka. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just focus on the Dark Souls games. I'd love to play some of the Kingsfield games as well. I do have Kingsfield, the Ancient City here. For PS2. I'm going to play that sometime on stream. And that'll be a multi-part playthrough. And that's only because, like, one of my viewers, PlayStation Paul, like, specifically wants to see it. And I was like, you know, just for you, man, I'll play it. But that's not something I plan on doing often, if at all. Hey, Kent is untimed out now. Nice. He's back in action. Yeah, take it easy, Kent. But, alrighty, guys. I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. And, new Let's Play will be posted on Sunday. The third part in my How I Make My Videos series will be posted, on Tuesday, so watch out for that. I think it'll be an interesting one for some of you guys. Hey, Pear, how you doing, man? Swedish krona. Yeah, thank you very much, Pear. Much appreciated, man. Pear out there, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I probably butchered it, but he sent me a kind of a care package that I got about a month ago. And you know, he sent me some awesome snacks that I gorged out on, and but also sent me some cool, really cool controllers. I got a modded Jaguar controller. It's a rotary controller, so once I get a Jaguar flash card again, I'll be able to use it with some of the rotary compatible homebrews and then Tempest 2000. And he also sent me a PlayStation controller that has a switch on it, and it's wired up for old you know, Atari compatible controller ports that you would use on like the Atari ST, the Commodore 64, and stuff like that. And it'll change the up button mapping to a button on the PlayStation controller. So a lot of those old platformers use up to jump. Pronunciation 100%. Awesome. I got it. Sweet. So I need to do an Atari ST stream sometime and use that. I haven't done an ST stream in like over a year now, I think. I've never actually done an ST stream on YouTube, so maybe we should do that. That'd be fun. I'm going to have to go through all my ST games to see what actually works. Because I have a lot of floppy disks, and I don't remember what works and what doesn't. So, yeah, Arioka, I'm looking forward to trying that out. So I sold my skunk board, and I don't have Tempest 2000 anymore. So I'm waiting for the Saint flash cart to come out. Progress is being made on it, but it seems like he's kind of getting hung up on the Jaguar CD support. So who knows when that's going to be out? But you know, I'll definitely be in line to buy that the second it's available. You know, I sold most of my Jaguar games because that flash cart, you know, is coming out. I'm not gonna have a YouTube Marty party because I don't have a Marty anymore, Arioka. I sold that. I was having a lot of problems with it. I actually initially was gonna sell it to a guy on Atari Age, and then it started acting up before I shipped it out, so I had to refund him. And then it just continued to have issues, and the guy that originally sold it to me offered to buy it back. So I just sold it back to him. Apparently it was working fine for him, but it was giving me major problems. So yeah, no Marty party. I've got no Marty, unfortunately. So I miss it. It was a fun system to stream because, you know, it is not a system you see people streaming ever. So, but yeah, I like having those obscure consoles to stream. I wish I had more of them. Like the really obscure consoles, like the Marty. I would have them again, but I just don't have the cash, man. I'm so strapped for cash. So, you know, yeah, I really appreciate all the patronage and things like that. Trust me when I say it goes a really long way here for me on my channel. You know, and it kind of keeps me doing what I'm doing here. So, yeah, and the problem with the Marty Arioka is that there are no replacement parts for it aside from capacitors. There is no swap-in disk drive replacement. So when disk drives die, they are dead, and you've got a big paperweight on your hands. The fellow that makes the GDMU and the Saturn Rhea and Phoebe, he's working on a basically a USB drive replacement for the Marty. So that'll be really cool. And I could totally see myself doing that. No, I sold the Pippin about three and a half years ago now. Yeah, before my brother moved out, I did a big downsizing on my console collection because my rent was going to double, and I was still in a good bit of credit card debt. So I got desperate, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make ends meet, so I sold some of my rare consoles. Like, I sold my Vectrex, which I really regret now. I sold my Neo Geo CD at the time. I sold the Pippin, my CDI, my Master System 3D Glasses box set, the console bundle box set. Yeah, the Pippin, my Super CD-ROM attachment for the Super CD-ROM attachment for the Turbo Duo. I sold my North American Turbo Duo boxed. I really regret that. I had a couple of others that I sold. What else did I sell then? I think I had a Super Graphics. I sold that. Yeah, it was a huge downsizing. I've since reacquired some of the stuff. Like I got another boxed complete Neo Geo CD. I now have a Japanese Turbo Duo again. Obviously not nearly as valuable as the North American one. I have a Japanese PS2 now. I've since gotten... Oh, yeah, that's right. I sold my 3DO FZ10. But I ended up getting an FZ1 and then a Gold Star about 6 months later. I do have a Nuon. Yeah. We are going to do a Nuon stream, but it's a different one than the one I had back when I had my Pippin. So I had a boxed N501 by Samsung. I sold that around that time. Yeah, there was a big downsizing that I didn't want to do, but you know, when you've got to make ends meet and you know, stuff has got to go, unfortunately. No, the PC Engine Duo is not more reliable, no. The R and the RX, not really. The Duo R is definitely not more reliable. The RX, supposedly they use better casts for those, but I kind of think it's BS, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think it's just one of those rumors that goes around. But the R definitely, you know, I've even had R systems with like AV port issues and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I know you meant PC Engine Duo. Yeah, no, they're trust me. Yeah, PC Engine Duos are definitely not more reliable. Like base PC Engine Duos, definitely not more reliable. The RXs maybe, the Rs I doubt it. So that's right. I also sold my core graphics too, because I had gotten rid of the Super CD-ROM attachment. So, and I eventually got a PC Engine Duo, which has given me loads of problems. I had to get the caps replaced and the disk drive replaced, and it's still problematic. So. Yeah, the Xbox has like one capacitor on certain models that is like a ticking time bomb apparently, so I still have to research that and figure out if my Xbox is one of those that has that problem. No one has dared try until now. Alrighty, guys, I'm officially out. I'm gonna go make this trip to Walmart and hope that they've got Dark Souls Remastered. I don't think they're going to, but it's worth checking anyway. And like I said, if they don't have it, then okay, whatever. You know, I'll just go get some food while I'm out because I am kind of hungry. And when I come back, I'll probably stream on Twitch. If they have Dark Souls Remastered, I'm just going to stream that. If they don't have it, then I don't know what I'm going to stream. Maybe I'll stream some PC stuff. I kind of had the urge to play some Painkiller Battle Out of Hell, which is the expansion pack. Hey, James. I'm heading out, man. I assume you just got off work. But yeah, take it easy, guys. I will catch you next week, next Thursday. I'm not sure what we'll stream. We will stream something. Ooh, maybe actually, I don't know. Should I continue playing Painkiller, or maybe I should continue Zelda 2 on Twitch? Because I need to finish that so I can stream that on YouTube. I don't know. I got some things to think about while I'm driving out to Walmart. So, but yeah, thank you again, guys, for hanging out. Pear and Kent, thank you for your super chats, guys. And actually, let me make sure I'm crediting the right people. Okay, yeah, it was just Pear and Kent. So thank you guys very much. Much appreciated. And thanks to everyone else that has hung out. Also, I guess I'm going to be like Solid Nate. Hey, guys, give me a thumbs up. Give me a like my video. No, seriously, though, feel free to give that video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Nate's awesome. So, but yeah, take care, guys. Yeah, James, I will be over on Twitch in a little bit, probably within the hour. So if you're up and around, feel free to hang out. And